Yo, yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 1, baby. Welcome to episode 1 of the Frankie V podcast. FVP, we in the house. We are ready to be unscripted, unfiltered, and give you the real deal when it comes to sports and maybe some life stuff. I don't want to dive too much into that because obviously that's probably not why you're tuning in. However, we'll dabble with some life stuff. But the point of this show, the Frankie V podcast, is to give you my analysis and my unfiltered opinions when it comes to sports. I will cover a topic a show. I'll break it down in 25 to 30 minutes, maybe more, maybe less. Depends how I'm feeling. Depends if I have to go out on a date or something. You gotta keep yourself busy with the dates once in a while, or else you go a little crazy. But I want to give you all what I think and what I feel, and I'm going to try to be as unbiased and as rational as possible. I think too many times we get a little too emotional about things, about our teams and players, and we don't keep it real. So I'm here to keep it real, and I'm going to dive right in. Topic number 1, I can't believe I'm still talking about this because I feel like I have this conversation literally 50 times a day with my buddies. It's the New York Football Jets. Where are we today as a fan base? Where do we stand? What does the future look like? Because we know what the past has done for us, right? We know as Jet fans, the past has not treated us well. And whenever we look forward to something and something seems too good to be true, wink, wink, Aaron Rodgers, the worst case scenario happens. It's more of a disaster than you even thought. When things could go bad, they're going to go worse than you even imagined. And that's where we stand right now. The state of the New York Jets today is as bad as it could possibly be. Why? Because we had Super Bowl aspirations in week 1, and those quickly fell apart and tanked 4 plays into a season when Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. Now, things happen in sports. Things happen in life. Football's a weird game. An injury could happen on any play, doing anything on a football field. You could basically hurt almost any muscle in your body for the most part. So where do we go from here? Well, I know where the team went. They went to a familiar face in Zach Wilson, and they thought that Zach Wilson was developing all these years. Newsflash, I'm recording this on September 25th, 2023. Zach Wilson sucks. The team, the ownership, the front office has also sucked when it comes to developing this kid. This kid should not be starting on a football field for any NFL team. And I'm not even sure he'd be able to pull this off in college anymore. Zach Wilson has regressed. And if we want to dive into why he's regressed, you know what? Let's do it. Why has Zach Wilson regressed? I'll keep it plain and simple. I don't want to get too detailed. Let's just break it down in 30 seconds. This kid was drafted 2nd overall and should never have played a snap his rookie season. Zach Wilson had a playing style that needed time to be able to understand the speed of an NFL defense so that he could do the things that make Zach Wilson what we thought of as being Zach Wilson out of BYU. He needed to take time to understand that he could do things at the NFL level if he understood how the NFL defense works as a whole. And how the NFL defense works versus how college defenses work, especially ones that Zach was playing at BYU, is they are coming after your ass. They don't want to give you an inch. They're not allowing you to gain a yard. We've all seen, remember the Titans. That's how NFL defenses play, mentally speaking. However, physically speaking, these guys are fast. DNs are faster than your wide receivers, some of them. That's the kind of game that Zach Wilson was not prepared to play. And it's our fault, ultimately, for allowing this kid to come in as a rookie and start his first year with a roster that had Michael Carter as the starting running back, Keelan Cole as one of the starting receivers, Corey Davis as another starting receiver, Ryan Griffin as your starting tight end. Are we effing kidding me? You expected a kid that lived off big plays and big mistakes at BYU to come into the NFL with the New York Jets and play with those guys? With that team? Listen, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm smarter than anybody, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out that a rookie is going to probably need a lot of support to just get by his first year. There's a reason Mahomes sat his first year. There's a reason Rodgers sat for 3 years. There's a reason Jordan Love is playing well right now because he sat. Can we stop throwing these kids into the fire? And can us fans stop thinking these are the saviors at the position and these are the guys that are going to bring us a Super Bowl because they look good throwing a football? There's a lot more to the quarterback position than just throwing a football. There's 15 different things you have to do as a quarterback. You have to be mentally tough. You have to be able to read protections. You have to be able to call audibles. You have to be able to get your guys the ball in space. You have to be able to get the ball out quick. You have to make sure your players like you. You have to stay late. First one in, last one out. You have to be tough. You have to ignore the media. The list goes on and on and on and on. Just because you have a nice arm, just because you have some decent feet, will not make you a great NFL quarterback. And if you don't have those things developed yet and you're going to a bad team with bad weapons, it's going to be compounded. So Zach plays year 1, looked terrible. Played year 2, also looked terrible. Looked terrible to the point that he was benched and made inactive. Now we're in year 3. Rodgers goes down. Zach comes in, and he looks like a freshman quarterback. A freshman quarterback. He doesn't look like a rookie quarterback anymore. He's regressed. He went backwards 3 years. He Benjamin Button the quarterback position. And what do we do from here? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll play a game here. If I'm Zach Wilson's agent, you know what I say? Hey, Woody. Hey, Joe. Hey, Rob. I want my guy the F out of here. I don't want him on this team. You guys ruined him. You ruined his pockets, even though he probably got paid more than he deserves. I want him out. Zach Wilson's career does not belong in New York. Can he be resurrected? I don't know. Do I think he can? No. Do I think he will? No. Do I think he can? Possibly. He's got to get out of here. The team and this roster came in as plus 800-ish favorites to win the Super Bowl. Today, as I'm recording this, we sit at plus 12,000. The Commanders and Colts have better Super Bowl odds than the Jets 3 weeks into a season. 3. With a quarterback that was drafted second overall that's been here for 3-ish years. It's over with Zach Wilson. The Jets need to stop doing what they do, and Woody Johnson in the front office, to sell tickets. That's what they want to do. The Jets want to sell you tickets and merch. They want you to go to the games. They have Jersey Shore, the cast there, giving you pregame analysis on the games. They want to sell you a marketing experience. They want to give you a shitty stadium, but you're going to pay anyway $400 to sit in the 300 level. We have to stop as fans supporting this, and the ownership in the front office needs to understand how to build a football team. And how you build a football team is like the Green Bay Packers are doing with Jordan Love. It's like how Andy Reid and Alex Smith did to develop Patrick Mahomes. Is like what Brett Favre and Green Bay, going back to Green Bay, did for Aaron Rodgers. We gotta stop thinking about the flashy stuff and start thinking about the football stuff. The football stuff is you get in, you're the first one here in the morning, Zach. You're the last one out late at night, Zach. We have a quarterback here that's been in the league for 10 years, and you're going to sit with him all day, every day, learning how to play the position, learning how to read cover threes, learning how to pick up blitz packages, learning when to audible and when not to, learning how to properly manage a football game, learning how to go through your reads and not having your check down be your first read and you pretend like you're going through reads to ultimately go to the check down. And the last thing I'll say with Zach Wilson, he's not a game manager. So if you think Zach Wilson will be a game manager, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. That's not how the kid plays the game. At BYU, Zach Wilson was never managing games. He's making big plays, winning games. He can't go big here. There's no big plays for him because we don't allow him to do anything big. If the Jets want to do anything with Zach Wilson right now for him and for us, the fans, let the kid go out and throw the ball deep 20-plus times a game. Deep balls, I'm saying. Let him throw 45 times. Let's see if the kid could launch 350 in the air. And if he throws 5 interceptions, let it be. We're still losing these games. Throw a deep out on a 3rd and 5. Try to get the defense off balance and let him get picked off. Let him throw it 40 yards down the field. We're not completing the 3rd and 5 anyway. Against New England, we're 2 of 14 on 3rd down. Against Dallas the week before, we're 1 of 10. Throw the deep ball on a 3rd and 5 because you can't do it on 3rd and 10 because the defense is playing back. Do it on 3rd and 5 and let him throw an interception 40 yards down the field. A short punt. We cannot handcuff a kid that's not meant to manage a football game. And there's no way he is. And you can't tell me, oh, why can't he manage? He has a good arm and he has, pretty good feet. That's not how it works. That's not how the quarterback position works. Some guys like to manage. They think that way. Other guys don't. They think big. How many times do you see crossing routes and guys wide open and Zach waits because he wants the big play? That's how his brain works. Everyone's brain is different. You're not going to change that for the most part. So with Zach Wilson right now, he's got to get out of here. The team has to do whatever they can to bring in any vet quarterback because we lost a game. I'm pretty sure we lost to New England because we didn't pull the plug on Zach and bring in a vet that could properly at least complete a few passes. A few? That's all we were asking for. Complete 3 to 4 passes. Get the offense moving a little bit so the defense doesn't have to trot back on the field all demoralized. That's all we're asking for. We had 10 total team passing yards in the first half against New England. 10! You know how hard it is? I could play quarterback tomorrow and would throw for more than 10 yards in a half. What do you have Dalvin Cook for? What do you have Garrett Wilson for? Where's Tyler Conklin been? Where's Alan Lazard? Where is McCole Hardman? Oh, I didn't bring up our best offensive player, Breece Hall. You're telling me you can't get more than 10 total team passing yards in a half by dumping it off to one of these guys a yard away? No, we can't because the quarterback is not there. He is not. He's used. He's abused. I do feel a little bad for the kid. I do think if he went somewhere that made more sense for his style, well, I do know for a fact he'd be better off. You can't get worse than this, right? I mean, you look in the past, 20, 25 years, Zach's right there, in bust categories for top 10 busts. Look at the stats. The kid's bottom 5 every freaking week. I turn on my computer. QBR, bottom 5. Wow. PFF, bottom 5. Oh, boy. Bottom 5. But, he's top 5 in interceptions and turnovers, though, and getting sacked. He's top 5 there. But he's bottom 5 everywhere else. Enough is enough. The team has to cut ties with Zach. Unfortunately, I do feel for him with one thing. Our offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, who I never wanted, is not what we think he is. He's not a very good and creative offensive coordinator. He's an older head at the offensive coordinator spot. He does things that teams were doing in the 90s. The game's not like that anymore. But Rodgers liked him, so I liked him. Rodgers wanted him, so I wanted him. Rodgers is not here for the rest of the year. We need to figure out who we can bring in, a vet that can just run a 1995 offense. And I guarantee you we'll get more than 10 total passing yards and a half. And maybe, just maybe, with that defense and those weapons, we'll win a few games. That's all I'm asking for. Give me anybody. Colt McCoy, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan. By the way, I don't like any of these quarterbacks. They're not long-term answers. But what I will say could have been a better answer was this past offseason, us addressing the backup quarterback position and signing a Gardner Minshew and bringing in, maybe even drafting a quarterback in the draft. Why not? I called for it early on. I got a lot of kickback for, why would you draft a quarterback? Because Aaron Rodgers is nearing 40 years old. That's why. And Zach Wilson sucks. Draft somebody. Start that Jordan Love development now. Start that Patrick Mahomes development now. We should have drafted a quarterback if you really thought that Zach, and we all know he's not, the guy. But no, the Jets are stubborn. Woody Johnson thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, and he wants to keep his pockets closed for the most part. Just look at the way MetLife Stadium was built and how they have to share a stadium, cut costs, go in Jersey for tax breaks, yada, yada, yada. Cheap. And what does he want? Hey, we're paying the guy, got some talent, although he was benched last year, and he was made inactive, a healthy inactive, multiple games. And Mike White looked 10 times better than him, and Mike White's nothing great. Nothing good, actually, either. But no, we want to go with the guy that's on the payroll and that we have this illusion of who he could be. It's a freaking illusion. The Zach Wilson illusion. And he plays out there like he is an illusion. He doesn't know where he is. You don't know where he's going to go. He might go left. He might go right. He might throw here. He might throw there. He might be rolling out of the pocket, and you think he's going to either throw it out of bounds or just, I don't know, not right to a defender. I mean, I've never seen a quarterback rolling out of the pocket without pressure directly in his face and just throws it right to the cornerback. I mean, at this point, and this is causing the issue too, it's the head coach ultimately. Robert Saleh, what are you doing, man? And I like Robert Saleh. I like you, Rob. I really do. I think you're a good coach also. I like your energy. I like that you're different. I like that you value defense. I like that your players like you. But if you're going to stay on the Zach Wilson sinking raft, you're really stupid, man. You're really dumb, dude. This is over with this kid. We're 1-2 at this point, 9-25-23. Get off of this raft. It's going to sink. Don't stay on there. It's not a boat. It's not the Titanic. This is a little raft that means nothing at the end of the day. Nothing, not doing anything. Get off it and make the right move and request that you need another quarterback here that can move the ball more than 10 yards and a half. And with that being said, I'm going to close up. This was fun. I know it was me talking to myself, basically, but this is something I've always wanted to do. I like to give my opinions. It can be tough in the media today to give your opinions on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on our U Stadium app. If you haven't checked it out, check out U Stadium. It's a sports app I helped start with Nick and Noah and some other guys. It's a sports prediction platform. So make sure you check it out. You can put some points. You can win some rewards. Really cool place to quantify your opinions and actually be held accountable for them. Would be nice, right, on social media if people could. But with that being said, yeah, this is episode 1 of the Frankie V podcast. I really appreciate anyone that listened. We'll be back in a week or so. And yeah, stay safe. And I guess go Jets go. No, that's not what it is, right? No, I'm not going to say it. But hey, love y'all. See y'all soon. Bye.